fucking resize the motherfucker. Well, I got an hour. Let's see what happens. Okay. Here. To receive it, all you have to do is just sign up, like I says, before September 30th. All right, and then once you get your card, right? So they send you a card in the mail. I got mine extremely quick, um, and then all you have to do is use it 3 times. That's all you got to do. See, it says your friends open rewards checking account and completes 3 debit card purchases within 60 days. That's it. All you got to do is complete 3 purchases within 60 days. You just got to move money over to that card. So what I usually do whenever I do this is I have a troll Facebook account, and I use Facebook Pay to move my money back and forth from one account to the other, and it moves instantly. So I just, move some money over really quick. Bought a pack of gum. Maybe I think I bought like a soft drink the next day, and I think I bought something else the next day. And it shows that my referral money is coming. And actually, I didn't get the same referral. I got one that was way less than your guys's, unfortunately, because I found it through somewhere else. So I'm only getting $60, and it's not even from somebody else. It's from an app. I wish I would have found this through somebody else, to be honest. So that's why I'm giving it to you. Hopefully to help you out if you guys use this. Again, I'll leave my link in the description. That way you can have $100 free, right? And hopefully that'll help you in your trading too. Add extra $100 to it. Next, I want to talk to you about with and it says welcome to the social goods ecosystem. So here we go. So here's where you can actually buy the coins. So you can buy it on Bittrex and Uniswap and Bitmart. And then once you get your rewards, they actually stake it for you at 15%, which is pretty decent APY, to be honest. But that's if you hold a certain amount, right? The less you hold, the less APY you hold. The more you hold, the more APY you get. So, but yeah, and then again, like I said, all you have to do is shop at some of your favorite, like the actual marketplaces in the app. So you do have to go to the app to download it. And again, I will give you the links in the description so you can get some extra monies by doing that. All right, enough of the sponsorship stuff. Even though it's fun, I like doing the sponsorship stuff. We're gonna go now to the mining stuff. So first I'm going to bring up is miner stat. Now this is a kind of an advanced, I guess you could say, miner site. What it does, what I like about it is that if you go up to the top, you can see where it says hardware. So you can click on hardware, and what it'll do is it'll give you a list of all the graphics processors. If it'll actually come up, I don't know. Yeah, here we go. And these are probably like the top of the top, like graphics processors that would actually land you, if you only had like one or two of these, you would actually get some profit a day. But, if you're somebody like me that's, building a mining computer, I'm just getting about, 4 or 5 like mid-tier graphics cards, and hopefully it takes care of like one of these good graphics cards. But let me see here. I think I went to one of these already, and yeah, I went to Binance and went to the Ethereum there, and you can see that basically it just kind of just dropped off, like in the middle of out of nowhere, it just dropped off. So you can see that's a pay cut for everybody, right? So if that's a pay cut for everybody, and you can see the cost now, And if we go to all, it actually kind of looks like it hasn't really moved too much. Um, it looks like there was a huge jump in the middle where it looks like that could have been like a scare, talking about the EIP project. So everybody ramped up their Ethereum production. And then after that, it just kind of, slowly went down. And we can kind of try to track this along with, let me see here, like the mining, trying to think of the word, the mining stocks. There we go, mining stocks. So if we pull up actual Tradingview, what I can get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. So let's think of a mining stock really quick. Then I can pull up Iris. Iris is a new one. And it started off somewhere, I think its opening price, I remember getting in on the opening price, and it was somewhere around like 15-20 bucks, something like that. Let me see. I don't even know if it's Iron. Sorry, there it is. Iron. It's on the Nasdaq, but it's called Iris for some reason. As you can see, whenever it started off way up top, midsummer this year, or this year, or last year, I should say. And then it just slowly kept going down. And then you can see that pump up here in August, and then you can see it slowly coming back down again. I think it's probably going to come back up, but you can tell that cutoff point, or that talk of getting rid of the wages, or the earnings by mining Ethereum, is having an effect on these mining companies. Let's think of a bigger one here, Riot. So Riot Blockchain is a very large company based out of Colorado. This one at one point was, up there and somewhere. I mean, it was probably, I think at the highest it got was like $40-something, I want to say. And I probably was holding on to it at that time and thought I was going to keep going. Oh no, it got way up there. God, it got up into almost the 80s. It did get up into the 80s. Oh my geez, I didn't realize it got that high. And then, of course, it all came coming down. Well, I saw this, of course, we're going to talk about smart money. So, of course, I saw this fair value gap, somewhere in between here and here. And you knew it was coming back, or at least I knew it was coming back down to this level somewhere. Look at that. All the way across, came back down and just fills that imbalance. I didn't think it would get much lower. I thought it was going to bounce higher, but then I looked even further and there was even a bigger imbalance down here. I think if we look on like the weekly or something like that, here you can see on the daily how big it is. And then, yeah, it's just gotten almost as low as it's ever been. And Riot Blockchain has been around for quite some time, and so is this other one, Marathon. That I'm about to look up on Nasdaq. It's been around for a very long time too. As you can see, it also did the same thing, got all the way up into the 80s before also following all the way back down and hitting almost nothing. And then there's also been some other, new ones that started off strong and then ended up, kind of in the same area. One's called Stronghold, but the ticker is SDIG. And Yeah, look at that. It started off right at the peak, and then boom, just tanked after that. So you can see how this, you know, this Ethereum mining is affecting everybody, and not just your small miners, but also your companies that are on Nasdaq. Um, that are banking on this as part of their revenue, as part of their earnings and stuff like that. So that's what's taking a huge hit. So what are people doing? They're trying to find other things to mine, right? So what are they looking at to mine? That is the question, and that's what we're going to look at here. Hold on 1 second. Weirdest thing about this is I can never find my cursor ever. 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're going back over here to MinerStat. Um, Another thing that people like to use is this thing called unmineable. Unmineable. So if you go to start, what it will do is it'll give you all the different algorithms that you can use to mine. Um, a lot of them have, you know, different different coins that it'll mine. And you can actually specify which coin that you want to mine if you'd like to, especially if you're going to be in a specific pool. And then you can use that particular algorithm to mine that, and hopefully your algorithm matches up with your GPU and your CPU and your RAM and everything else. That way, your hash rate is a good hash rate. That way, you're making a decent amount off of your mining capabilities. So I saw here that you can actually if you want to, you can choose Zcash, right? So uh, Zcash, and then you can use Zcash actually has its own um, uh, I forget which one it is, but it does have its own algorithm, and I want to say it's just called Zcash or something like that. Um, but what I found that was odd is that you can mine Avalanche, which Avalanche is proof of stake only. You can mine crypto.com. Never really heard of anybody mining crypto.com, but it is an ERC20 token, so I guess it can be mined. I've never heard of anybody mining Cardano. From my understanding, that was the first proof of stake. Um, Digibyte, that is that comes from Monero. And to be honest, I do have a MacBook, and with the MacBook, the only thing that I know that I can mine is Monero, and I have been mining Monero with it. All you have to do is download XMR rig for it, and you go to a specific website. Let me see if I have it pulled up. I don't think I thought I did at one point, but now I don't think I do. It was called like something mining pools. I think I might maybe able to find it in MinerStat. Hold on, let me see here. I'm trying to find it. Let me see here. Maybe it's down here. Hash rate converter. No. ROI calculator, mining calculator. Full status checker. Maybe that's what it is. No. Okay. No, I can't remember exactly what it was. Mining pools partners. Maybe partners. BIOS collection. Okay. So this gives you all the different, the AMD Sapphires and Okay. Pool.ms maybe? I think that may be it. I'm not for sure. Crypto mining pool rewards. Okay. No, this is, it's still miner stat, but it's not the one I was looking for. It was like pool streams or something like that. Um, let's see if I can pull it up. If I just like put in something like that, dot stream. It's got to pull up something. I know it does. Maybe not. It's thinking of the wrong pool. The crypto pool. Come on, crypto. And this one also gives you. There we go. That's what it is. Mining pool. Mining pool dot stream. That's what it is. So if you take a look at this one, you can see which coins people are mining, what kind of algorithm that they can use to mine it, what's the market cap on it, the price. You can see everything has been going up. It's been crazy. So, like I said, what I've been mining, of course, has been Monero. So if I click on Monero, then I can find a pool to mine with. I usually try not to mine ones that are like completely full because they'll get like all the money and I won't get any. I'll usually use something like this one, xmrpool.eu, right? And so, and then once you have that, it basically, all you got to do is put in your XMR address, and it'll show if you're in the pool or not. But to get in the pool, what you have to do is you do have to go to XMRIG. Oh, that X didn't show up. XMRIG.com. And that is where you would download the random X Monero. But you can go to Wizard, right? And then new configuration, add pool, and then you can find, there it is, xmrpool.eu. And if I put in my wallet address, which I don't have it handy, but you can add your wallet address, and then what it'll do is it'll give you a file, and then you put that file into your XMR rig, and then you start mining with that pool. And that's how you do with pretty much any kind of with mining situation, even if you're going with NiceHash, which is a very simple one. But that one, generally, whenever you mine with NiceHash, even though I mine with my laptop, and my laptop has a Ryzen 5 and it has a Radeon graphics card, it'll mine different coins, but it'll automatically convert them to Bitcoin. So you're just basically automatically mining Bitcoin. But it does have a decentralized exchange in there, so you can trade that off for something else if you want. So NiceHash is also another good way to start off. But what a lot of people use is what is called Hive OS. And the best way to find Hive, I mean, you can go to Hive OS, but best way I found to do anything is to go to here is to go to GitHub. This is where everybody and anybody that codes knows how to code, and they go here to show off their code. So, and here's something I found that I did not like that I wanted to show you guys. It's called Ether Stealer. Ether Stealer. Really? You made a code to steal people's ether? How freaking horrible is that? And I'm sitting here reading this code, and I'm like, what in the world is this? So basically what it says here This function init silent equals flag.boolean. So boolean is either yes or no. If it's silent, then basically if the person is not using their wallet or whatnot, or is using their wallet, and it'll say false. So, a flag to print, a flag to print failed attempts. So then it won't print anything to say, hey, there's somebody stealing your stuff, and it just steals your ether. How freaking horrible is that? Steal Ethereum from the address. I mean, who writes this crap? This is just downright horrible, to be honest. Because the only thing I did is I came up here on search, and I looked up, and you can do this for anything that you want to know. You want to look up about computer programming or anything like that. I looked up, crypto. I should put mining, not miner. And why is nothing coming up? There's usually a lot of stuff that comes up. No, all GitHub. There we go. It was going for that one specific user. Okay, so here you go. So now that I started thinking about, okay, since they're really not going toward Ethereum anymore, I started thinking, well, they've had to go back to GitHub, right? Start thinking about what they're going to code next, so that way they can try to code, or that way they can at least try to up their hash rate on a different kind of coin, right? And so if we go to recently updated, we can see what they have been working on. So it looks like this one has been the newest one, just updated 3 minutes ago. And it's just called Crypto Mining Pool. And let me see what we have in here. SRC source, miner.rs. So it has a wallet, controller, it creates workers. So RS, what is R? Is that Ruby? I don't know what code that is. I mean, I know some code, but I don't know a lot of code. Oh, here we go. And then here's the file down here. So, look, miner to a DAO. So, you would be mining some kind of decentralized, a DAO basically. New miner request. Miner, okay. 132, okay. Hash rate, 132 mega hashes a second. So, whatever it is, they have nailed it down to 132 hashes a second. Let me see what miner controller says. Get miner, okay. JSON new miner request. Okay, there's your JSON file. Doesn't really give what kind of coins are trying to mine, though. Unfortunately, that's what I'm basically trying to find out. I'm trying to find out what they're trying to move toward. But I have a sneaky and weird suspicion that I did find something in here not too long ago, and it was called what was it called? Instead of ETH hash, there was a new one called Flux hash. Crypto miner game, mining core. Let me see if I can find it. Mining MB miner. MB miner's an old one. Monk, on Ash coin. C++. It even shows you how they even coded it with Swift, Retro Whale. See, here's one AWS Ethereum miner. Confirmation template for mining Ethereum cryptocurrency on Amazon Web Services. Right. Extension, narrow hash function, proof of work, C and slow hash. Okay, so that's for slow hash people. Right, let me just type it in and let me see if I can find it. Because it was called Zel. I think it was called ZelHash. Now, what's interesting about this, there we go. Run on Flux ZelHash, reference miner. Wow, it says September 16th. So the thing is that ZelHash, this is an old coin. Old coin. As you can see, I wanted to say this, there was one, yeah, based on EquaHash. See, and EquaHash was based on Ethereum, right? So instead, now they took Ethereum and they switched it over to ZelHash, right? So it gives you all of the coding that you would need to switch that over, right? To be from Ethereum to ZelHash. Now, if we go, let me see here. And there's also this one site called What to Mine, right? So, and What to Mine basically gives you what needs to be mined, or what is, what has a good possibility to be mined. And what's interesting is that ZelHash is in there, just above and below, ETHash and EquaHash, and the rest of them are ETHash. And some of these are just some very odd ones too. Like I've heard of Cuckoo Cycle, but not very much into it. But this one, this is the one I think that we should be watching out for, right? There's ZHash 2. It's different from ZelHash. ZHash would be like your Zcash and things like that, but that also mines Bitcoin Z, and there's Litecoin Z and all these things. But Flux is going to be what I think is going to be what we're going to be looking at. And the reason I say that is because, hold on one second. I'm going to add in something here really quick. Well, first, let me pull it up. I do have the Flux app, or sorry, not the Flux app, but it's called ZelCore, right? And I do believe this is what is going to be the future of crypto, right? ZelCore basically is a kind of like a browser for all of blockchain, right? It has a way to integrate different dexes. It has a way to integrate different centralized exchanges as well. It has a way to integrate mining. It has a way to integrate a lot of things. It's really, really interesting. So now let me see here if I got it pulled up. Window capture. All right, I'm gonna see if I can add it in here really quick. And there we go. Now we got ZelCore in here. 1 second, and I will go ahead and push that in here. And Flux is basically kind of like the main, there we go. Flux is basically like the main coin of this thing. So And I haven't looked at it in a while, but when I did look at it, what they did do is that what they said is that they added in the Ergo blockchain, right? And so the Ergo blockchain is also proof of work. So I believe Zelcore is trying to get ahead of these, this miner stat, this, you know, all the other mining ones, nice hash, things like that, and try to become more of, I would say more of a, I think they're going to try to incorporate mining more. As you can see, in their app, they do have this thing called Eve, and Eve is supposedly like, I don't know, the smart program. Payments, I'm not exactly sure what payments are from, but I believe if you leave this open, and you just have it rolling, they're gonna start paying you in Flux just for having it open, and that's why I have a little bit of a balance because I haven't bought Flux, to be honest. Income, that I'm guessing that would be, your actual income that you put into, your mining, or you put into your crypto, and then also it has mining down here, and in here it says mining total. Of course, you don't have any, no assets in your wallet, and then investments. So I'm guessing that would probably be like staking or something like that you can probably add, add into it with your um, your wallet or whatever. And then up here is the interesting part. So if you click on exchange, here is where you can see where it has integrated already with a lot of different exchanges. So it has QuickSwap, and then Serum Dex, and then the Binance Dex, and then FTX, and FTXUX, and KuCoin. Now some of these are blacked out, and I'm not exactly for sure why, but Kraken, Binance, Huobi, and Bittrex, and Ascendex are all blacked out. But the rest of them, like Gemini, Gate, Stex, and I didn't really know about Stex until I just looked it up. It's kind of like the Coinbase of Europe, basically, is what I come to find out. Um, so, you can get a card, and you can get cash back and stuff like that, but it's all like through like British pounds and euros and stuff. But Gate and Gemini, and KuCoin, I mean, these are all huge, U.S. Based, and Binance, like these are really big stuff. So, and what you can do, you click on it, and what it asks you to do is, well, it says we're in a restricted country, may require KYC. But all you do is you put in your API key, and then you connect to Gemini. And so you can trade on Gemini. Well, also, if you do the same thing on KuCoin, you can trade on KuCoin. So you could basically be trading back and forth between two different, two different exchanges. So that's what I think they're trying to do. I think they're trying to make sure all these exchanges are connected. And, if you know anything about KuCoin as well, they also have a mining ports and things like that. So you can go to KuCoin and you can mine on KuCoin if you wanted to. So if we were to, let me see here, let me go back over here. And so this is so this ZelHash now, I think, is the one that's going to be picking up, and the original, right? The original one is called Z Classic, right? So Z Classic is the original coin, right? And let me see. I don't even think I could look it up on. Yeah, it's not on TradingView, but if we got rid of ZelHash here, and we just, let me find the box here really quick. And, oh, here it is. I clicked right on it. So this is the Zelcore Explorer. So this is where you would find the ZelHash or the Z Classic, and also where you would find Flux. You know how where you have I forget what it's called for Ethereum, but you have one for Ethereum that you can look up and find out how many transactions it took and all that stuff, and that's what this one is for ZHash and for Z Classic, I should say, and for see here, and it gives you the address. See, and this is all for Z Classic. So I wonder if the price has gone up. So I think we can find it in CoinMarketCap, but you won't be able to find it in TradingView, which is weird. So you got Yak AVAX. I don't even, Yield Yak AVAX. I don't even know what that is. But that one's up to, I mean, that's basically the price of AVAX. I wonder if that's just a different, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but that's interesting. Okay, so like I said, Ergo is one of the ones here. Flux is also, so these are being searched by people. And so what was I going to type in? Oh yeah, Z Classic. So ZCL. Yeah, Z Classic. And here you go, up 1.43% today. It is at 2 cents. Or against Bitcoin, I should say, up 4.5% against Ethereum. And you can see, now that we've came down here, that after a day, it has went from I mean, it's basically only went up 0.01 of a cent, but for something that's been around for a long time and has not made much of a splash at all, and is now finally starting to come up. I mean, it looks like it did back in 2017 when when everything went crazy. But now, yeah, you can see people are saying it's rising. That was back in July. But the max supply is not out there yet, so there's still quite a bit to be mined. So that's what's making me think that this is what people are going to be going for. This, and like I said, Flux would be the next one, because everything else has moved to proof of stake. And now, I'm going to go to the charts after this to kind of show you. See, we've only got 60% of Flux in circulation, right? And as you can see, it has also moved up quite a bit as compared to what it had normally been in the past, let's just say 3 months. Look at that. Wow. See, I think the phone, the fear of Ether has gotten people to think about, okay, what are we going to do next? And I think this is the one that they're going to be going for, is going to be this Flux. So that's what I find really, really interesting. So now what we are going to do is we are going to, one second, properties, and I am going to pull up, okay, All right, there we go. And let's switch that over. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I didn't even switch over from Zelcore over to actual the coin market cap. My bad, guys. Anyways, I hope you take my word for it. But yeah. So okay. So now we were looking at the stocks, right? So if we look at actual mineable coins right now, and I'm obsessed with my XMR and what I think it's gonna be doing, and it still hasn't moved a whole lot. It still hasn't done what I thought it is going to do. But it still has time. It still has time, right? And then again, Ethereum is not one of the first thing on people's minds to try to try to mine. One of the first things on people's minds to try to mine is helium, because they come with their own miners, right? So because it drops down. This probably has to be the day, right, that everything switches, or at least it's leading up to that day. Yeah, I would think that would be the day that everything switches, because then all of a sudden you have a huge jump, uh, in helium. And helium, I mean, helium was sitting around $22, $23, coin for quite some time, and now it's dropped a lot. And then also, if you take a look at some other ones that are mineable, like Raven Coin, this is another one that has absolutely just jumped off the rails. And then, it's only right now it's only 5 cents, but just the other day it was only 2 cents. So if you put $1,000 in it, now you get three or $4,000. And then here's another one, Bitcoin Gold. Jumped up earlier in July, but then it came back down. But now it made the jump up again, and now it looks like it's making its run. So you got all these mineable coins that people are probably looking at, trying to substitute, for what they can for Ethereum for mining, to make up for, to make up for their income that they're losing by taking away their ability to mine Ethereum. So all this is, I don't think they thought how big of an impact that this was going to have, but it did. I mean, look at Zcash. Zcash, generally always has a decent price, but as you can see, I think that big line through it is probably a weekly fair value gap, if I'm not mistaken. But it dropped really big, and all of them probably did this on purpose. This was all probably smart money doing this, right? They all probably sold off everything that was mineable as much as they could ahead of time before the switch over to the Ethereum merger. And then as soon as the Ethereum merger kicks in, what do? They all buy it up. They all start mining, or they all start, doing I forgot what it's called, to where you pay people to mine for you. They probably start doing that. So, I have a feeling that's what's going on. And so we'll just have to see. I'm not for sure. Is Dash a mineable coin? I believe so, because I think Dash was one of the early ones. But it's just sitting somewhere around, $50. Bitcoin, of course, is moving up, which is a good thing. I would expect Bitcoin to start making its way up, considering, Ethereum has been throttled to make any money. But if we look at things that aren't mineable, let me see. Here's that ADA. Yeah, here's ADA. But this one also kind of moved up, but it hasn't made much of a jump as what others have, right? Let me see if there's some others I can look at. What is this one? Oh, here's FTM Phantom. Nothing. Not made hardly a dent. Here's Matic. I could have swore I just saw Matic. I want to take a look at that one too. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. I mean, it came back up to the level that it was, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people are taking profits from what they had in Ethereum and then trying to spread it out and trying to, hedge their bets with what's out there. But here's Ergo. Here's one of the ones that is now mineable, and it looks like it made its run earlier this, in the very beginning of the month. And it's heading back down. It's probably going to hit a liquidity point, probably somewhere around here, around 390, and then probably pop back up. If we were to put a Fibonacci on this, here, let me see your last low before it breaks a high. Pull it up to the high. Yep, it's coming right back down into that golden buy zone. It's the 62% down to the 88.6%. Anywhere in there is a smart money buy, and then it would go up. So, and then last but not least, I want to look at Flux, because I think, again, this is going to be the one that we are going to be looking at that may come out as a new short-term, I guess you could say, leader. Let's look at the Binance one. So look at this. I mean, this one has probably been, as far as like the steepest climb, this one's probably the biggest one I've seen. Before it was down 40-something cents, 50-something cents. Now it's up to $1.31. Ooh. And I think it's only going to get higher from here. So, anyways, one last thing. Let's go back and check that XMR out, see what it's doing, because it has not come all the way back down yet to where I think it's going to get to, which is going to be the bottom of the weekly order block, or at least below this low. I think it's going to get somewhere around there. Even though it is a mineable coin, it didn't make its run just like everything else. But now I think it's going to be going toward liquidity and the imbalances. So there's an imbalance right here on the 1 hour that I think it's going to want to try to fall toward, and then the liquidity below that to fill the other imbalance. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching this very, very long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And remember to, what's that one thing you got to do all the time? Always wear your pants.